Today, we have the pleasure of having Johanne Kralka with us. She's the program director at Camp Weredale. In 2017, following a career that spanned 36 years in youth protection and readaptation services, Johanne Kralka left her management position with Batshaw Youth and Family Centers. She retired to what she thought was going to be a quiet and leisurely routine, but life had other plans for her. In January 2019, Johanne was approached and asked to help direct Camp Weredale, having been a director at the camp in the early 80s and knowing the beauty and magic of the camp. The offer was quickly accepted. With over 9 years of experience working in special needs camps in both the state of New York and Quebec, Johanne is well placed to provide the best possible support and program for the campers. She brings her academic background in psychology and recreation, 10 years as a crisis intervention trainer, and a deep understanding of the children's challenges to her role of program director at Camp Weredale. Johanne, welcome. Thank you for joining us, and we're looking forward to your talk, and the screen is yours.
Thank you. So again, thank you very much for welcoming me into your group. And I will let you know that I was very excited when the offer came up because, well, you may not know it, the name of your club comes up very often at our camp. And you are very well represented on our mantle with trophies, plaques, clippings from magazines that go back, not magazines, sorry, but newspapers that go back to the 30s. So you are very much alive and well where we live. And I'm happy to be able to share that with you today and explain just exactly what it is we do and how important you all were in the past and how grateful we are. I do have a PowerPoint presentation just so that I can hit some of the most important points for you. Can you let me share my screen with you?
Absolutely.
And then I'll put that up.
Are you able to share? Because
let me see. Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Program.
So, yeah, I will put the PowerPoint up. Okay, can everyone see this?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Oops, hold on, and I just lost it. Wait, let me go back. Oh, and I just lost it. Where did it go? Hang on, bear with me. I was just there. Let me go back. Okay, let me stop it sharing, and then I'm going to open it again. Sorry, everybody. I'm going to go back and share again, and this time I'm not going to. There we go. Can you see this? Whoops.
Not yet.
Oh boy. Okay, so can you see it? Not yet. Okay, I'm having a few challenges, so let me go back and do this one other way. I apologize. Difficulties, we will get there. I usually do. Okay, can you see this?
No.
No.
Oh boy. Okay, back to. Okay. Share again.
We're getting something. There we go.
Okay. So you can see it now?
Yes, ma'am.
We can see your desktop.
Okay, then I'm going to open this and then you should be able to see it. Can you see this?
There we go. Yes.
Thank you for your patience. All right. So for those of you who don't know, Camp Weredale was opened in 1934 and is currently in operation today. Here's a bit of the history for you. From 1870 to 1930, the Boys' Home of Montreal was located on Mountain Avenue. The Boys' Home had been founded by a gentleman by the name of Charles Alexander. In 1930, the Rotary Club raised $289,000, which allowed for the building of Weredale House on the site of the old Weredale Lodge. Weredale House, once it was built, could care for up to 156 boys from the ages of 17 to 18 years old. From 1917 to 1967, a Rotarian by the name of Vernon McAdams was the executive director of the Boys' Home and later Weredale House. So where do you come in? You must be saying that's not all us. That's the Montreal Club. So in 1932, the Westmount Rotary Club donated $10,000 to support the purchase and development of Camp Weredale on 260 acres of land hugging up the shores of Lac de la Chigan. The objective was to have a place where the 156 boys living in Weredale House could go to get out of the city in the summer and be involved in healthy outdoor activities and pursuits. And I have to tell you, I try to envision 156 boys in one home downtown, and it's quite a thing to try to envision. From 1934, when the camp finally opened, it took 2 years to develop the site. The boys of Weredale House used the camp as a home away from home, where they stayed from the end of June to the beginning of September. There's a picture of last year's staff facing our glorious lake, which happens to be also one of the largest lakes and deepest in the Laurentians. It is truly a glorious sight. So the what and why of us. Our mission is to provide a fun, exciting outdoor experience for campers aged 6 to 17, the majority of who face social, economic, or personal challenges that require supportive interventions. We offer an experience in which they can learn new skills, build on their strengths, and develop positive relationships. Our vision? Well, since 1934, Camp Weredale has offered a sleepaway camp for vulnerable, underprivileged youth. We will continue this tradition by providing for generations to come an affordable, safe, supportive environment in which campers of all backgrounds, orientations, and abilities are welcome and valued year after year. A place where they can experience nature, escape difficult life circumstances, and focus on well-being and happiness. To achieve this, we will continue to promote growth and resilience in our campers by offering fun, challenging, enriching programs and positive role models. We aim to create a lasting bond with the Weredale camp community and to make a positive impact on the lives of our campers. There's a little snippet of our waterfront. This is the boating area where we have our kayaks and canoes, and you can see one of our buildings in the background. What is our camper profile? Well, the majority of our campers, 75% of them, are followed by youth protection services and have experienced various levels of abuse, neglect, and trauma. Most of our campers come from either group homes, foster homes, and readaptation programs, or their own homes where they're followed by youth protection services. 50% of our campers live in homes of 2 or more people where the annual income falls below $23,000. Many of our campers struggle with mental health issues, such as anxiety, depression, pervasive developmental delays, or complex trauma, and are emotionally fragile. There's our gang, kayak races. We have a lot of activities that take place on the water. It's a small group. What our program does is we operate, and I put in brackets in a regular season, because you should know that for the last 2 years due to COVID, we've had to operate as a day camp, not as a sleepaway camp. Our sleeping situation in the camp is such that it wouldn't have allowed for the space required due to COVID, but a bus came up every day full of kids, and they spent the entire day from 9 a.m. until often 8:30, 9 p.m. after campfire, and then went home. So this year we're hoping to run again as a sleepaway camp. So this is what I'm describing for you now. And this is how we have run for the last probably 25 years at least. So we operate 4 12-day sessions. Each session can welcome up to 86 campers. And over the course of the summer, over 300 campers will benefit from our program. Thanks to generous benefactors, mostly private family foundations, and the 130 campership spots paid for fully by the CSODIM, camp is made affordable or free for any youth who wishes to attend. No one has never participated because they did not have the means. We will find the means. Our staff to camper ratio is kept low, 2 to 7, which is very low compared to other camps, but that's in order to best support our campers and allow for individual attention. We offer a wide range of typical camp activities over a variety of sites. We have 2 kilometers of waterfront, a glorious forest, a marshland area, courts in which to play basketball, hockey. We have a full-size field as well on which to play games like soccer or capture the flags and those types of things. In 1965, our dining hall was destroyed by a fire. The Westmount Rotary Club was key in helping to rebuild. Today, we can once again enjoy every meal overlooking our glorious lake. So thank you. So that's my next one, sorry. Back here, sorry. What are the benefits of a child going to camp? Well, it increases self-esteem and resilience. Oops, sorry, you can probably hear my dog. Wait. I apologize for her. So the benefits of a child going to camp, increased self-esteem and resilience, better mental health and physical health, developing more autonomy, learning new skills, making lasting friendships, feeling a sense of belonging. Is my dog interfering with your hearing me? No? Okay, because I can hear her. She's still, I think we're getting a delivery, so she's on top of it. So feeling a sense of belonging, they can step away from stressful situations and environments, and they can focus on being a child again and having fun. A lot of our kids have very difficult home lives or lives in general. Looking towards the future, we're committed to ensuring that camp will be around in 2034 to celebrate 100 years of existence. Our campers deserve and need nothing less. We hope that the Westmount Rotary Club will be a part of that celebration. We're always looking for supporters, benefactors, volunteers, or new board members to continue this important work. We invite you to either become involved or direct people who you think might be interested in our cause. We invite you to visit the camp this summer. Experience for yourself its beauty and magic. Once you visit, you will see for yourself how camp restores the soul, soothes the mind, and opens up a world of possibilities. We are profoundly grateful for the support and generosity of your club. On behalf of the thousands of staff and children who have passed through our gates, we thank you. And that's it. I will stop sharing. There we go.
Thank you, Joanne. Thank you so much. So this is our question period. And who would like to start off with a question?
I'll start.
Go for it, Tim.
My first question would be the campers that go to the camp. Can they come from anywhere, or do they have to be part of another association or be boarding at a school?
They can come from pretty much anywhere in Quebec. Actually, we've also accepted children from northern Quebec. We are Anglophone. That is one thing I should mention. So that sort of limits, I guess, who will come and attend the camp. They don't have to come from any particular school. As you saw in our mission and vision, however, we are highly subsidized. Normally a camp session would cost for 2 weeks, and this is on the low end of things, about $1,200. Thanks to our donors, we start out at a base of $600 for 2 weeks, which is nothing. And it goes down from there to absolutely free, depending on your circumstance and your need. So, you know, we don't encourage people who have the means to just come to our camp. We'll direct them somewhere else. But as I said, the bulk of our kids are coming to us via social services. They can come from hospitals, mental health supporting services, and are coming to us because I think we are better placed in terms of our ratio and the type of staff that we hire to be able to support them in terms of their needs.
Would you be taking like autistic children as an example?
We can take children who are on the spectrum, but on the mild end. We don't provide shadows one-on-one. So if you are really profoundly autistic, that might require a one-to-one shadow. We don't have the financial means, and the site does not lend itself that easily to certain children, only because waterfront with children perhaps who are cognitively challenged is a danger area. We have 2 kilometers of waterfront, and every building is right on the waterfront. It's not like camps I've been to where you have to walk to go to the water, so it's a little bit away. We have a tremendously large wooded area. So if you walk away into the woods, we've had children run into the woods upset, and that's, you know, all hands on deck, alarms going off, because it's a very dangerous situation. But certainly kids who have Asperger's or who are more mildly challenged, who just will need a little extra support through their day, more one-on-one in a fluid fashion, not necessarily for the duration, but that we can accommodate.
And is there an age range?
Yes, 7 to 17,
Thank you very much.
and girls and boys.
Thank you. Any other questions? Well, Joanne, I have a couple.
Where do you, sorry, yeah.
Go ahead, Malcolm. Go ahead.
Sorry, Susan. Where do you find your counselors, and how do you do that?
We go to job fairs. We post on the Quebec employment sites, indeed.com. In fact, tomorrow we're going to the Dawson Job Fair in person for the first time in 2 years, which is great. We did the John Abbott Job Fair. We go and speak in some of the classes at Concordia that has a therapeutic recreation program. McGill's physical education program also has been a source of some of our counselors. The social work department at McGill also. So yeah, we have a number of venues where we can go. And of course, we post also that we're looking for people on our sites, on Facebook, on our Instagram page, on our camp website, which I invite you all to go take a look at also, where you could learn a lot more about us and see a lot more pictures than I showed you today.
Malcolm, do you have another question?
No, that's fine.
Okay, so my question would be, you may have said this already, but what is the average length of a child's stay? And also, do you offer one-on-one counseling during their stays?
So the sessions are 12 days long. Some clients will come, or campers will come for one session only. Some may come for all four. And I'll give you the perfect example of an all four. A grandmother has been given tutorship of her grandchildren because their parents aren't able to care for them, but grandma is maybe 70 years old and she's got 3 young children that she's trying to care for. That's maybe doable while school is on, but when the summer looms, it's very overwhelming. And if not for a lot of support, this grandmother might say, I can't do this. It's just too much. I'm too tired. I need support. And those types of children will gladly take for the entire summer if it means that grandma can continue taking care of them and the family stays intact. What was your next question? Sorry, I forgot the second piece to that.
Do they get one-on-one
Oh.
counseling sessions?
Our counselors aren't qualified as therapists per se. We are very aware of what some of their needs are. Our application forms that they fill out do ask, how can we best support this child? What might be some of the issues that they're dealing with? We really try to focus on them having fun and letting go of it because they get therapy in the city. They have family therapy meetings. They have, so here's a chance for them to maybe let go of some of that. But the beauty is that we have these people that we can reach out to if the child is struggling. You know, if they say so-and-so is having anger outbursts multiple times a day, they seem overwhelmed, they're not coping, with permission from the parents and the child, we can reach out to that therapist and say, help us here. We've had therapists come up to camp and spend an hour with the child at camp just to help settle them and get them back into program. We've had some youth who have taken 2 days break. They're overwhelmed. Camp is sometimes, as much as it's fun, too much for some of our kids. It's a very intense community and a lot of social interaction and contact for kids who don't always have great social skills. So sometimes the best plan is go have a break for a couple of days at home, relax, and then come back and you'll continue. So that's where we're perhaps more flexible than other camps might be. We really want to make sure that they're there to restore themselves, let go of some of the weighty things that they're dealing with, and just enjoy being a kid and being outdoors.
Wonderful, wonderful. I don't want to monopolize, so is there anyone else that has a question before I ask another one? No, okay. So given that the age range is 7 to 17, do you have children or even adolescents that will return multiple times year after year?
Yes, absolutely. We have some who have been campers for 4 years, 5 years, then the older kids become what we call our real team, which is a bit of a CIT program. They work in the kitchen, they earn a bit of money, they can eventually become counselors. So we have some who do that entire process with us and stay on for several years afterwards. And we also have reunions. The boys who went there in the 60s, 70s, even, but now it's 50s, I guess, looking at the age range there, but come for a reunion. They didn't come last year due to COVID. They did the year before. They come back that once you go to that camp for several years, the attachment to it, it seems, is a forever one. And they very much enjoy still the connections that they have. So this is what we want to foster and create with the kids now, a sense that this is a community you belong to for a long time.
Okay, thank you. We have a question in the chat. Anne is asking, what would the schedule of a typical day look like?
Okay. So the kids would get up at 8 o'clock. They'd have breakfast at 8:30. They would have 2 activity periods in the morning. Then that would be followed by a free swim for everyone. Then lunch. Then they have a rest hour right after lunch. 2 more activity periods, a snack, another activity period, free swim always before supper. Supper time. After supper, they usually have what we call an all camp activity. It can be a dance if it's Saturday night. It can be a giant game of capture the flag with 100 people involved. It might be a talent show. So usually the evenings, if it's raining, we might do movie night. You know, we switch it up, but there's all kinds of sort of big activities in the evenings where you really feel a part of a large group and there's something exciting happening.
Wonderful.
Mm.
We have a question. No, it's not a question. It's Charles. Oh, Charles is with us. Wonderful. This is an impressive story of a camp that has been in existence for 88 years. So there are kudos here. Any other questions?
I do. It's Tony.
Yeah.
The camp, I was in Laurentians for a long time, and I knew boys who went to the boys' camp. That eventually the Bat Shaw group took over. Is this the same organization or not? It was the boys.
Yeah, it was. I'll explain a bit the history in the middle parts of it, because up until 1971, I believe, don't quote me on that, but that's approximate. The boys' home, the Weredale house in Westmount, took in these 156 boys. That model was dissolved in the early 70s. So they no longer resided in that one big building. They went to group homes. Yep. Or foster homes, right? So when that occurred, they, for a while, were scrambling because they had to figure out how to finance things differently and get these boys from group homes that were now staffed with a staff that wasn't all going up to camp for the whole summer, right? It wasn't just a few people, it was many. There was a bit of a gap period. And then they figured out a way, and then at that point it was Youth Horizons. We weren't yet Bat Shaw or the CIUS. They decided that the group homes would close for 2 weeks each summer and go up to camp. And during that period, the staff would take their vacation and the counselors would take over. That stayed on for many years.
Okay.
And that is similar, yeah, that's how it is now, more or less. It's the kids who are followed by, as I said, social services who come up, but also kids at home.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? So before I ask my last question, this is our moment of levity, Joanne, bear with us, but our own beloved John Donovan is asking what kind of dog you have, and is it a therapy dog?
I wish, actually, hang on, I'm going to show you something because I happen to have a picture of her. She's not a therapy dog. I wish she was. Do you see her?
Oh my gosh.
That is my dog. She loves camp, but she's not a therapy dog. She's a mixed boxer lab, but looks very much like a boxer. She's a very excited, happy dog to be up at camp, but I don't leave her there throughout the summer with the kids because I think she gets more excited than they do. And I can't focus on her and she'd be into the woods, but yes, that's my girl. And just to mention to you, if I may, I have 2 last things I would like to try to share with you.
Yes.
Because I have two clippings. They're articles that appeared in 1934 and then following the fire in 1965 that I'm going to send to you, to Glenn, who can then share with everyone. You won't be able to read it, but if you get it and maximize it, obviously you can read these articles for yourselves and understand those 2 moments in time. Would that be okay if I share them?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, please.
So let me try to do this again. I'm going to share here and I'm going to go downloads. Okay. Again. Okay, let me try it a different way. Let me get rid of this. Sorry, you're seeing my whole desktop now. I apologize, but let me see if I think I can get it this way. There, do you see this?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so you're looking at, and our waterfront looks nothing like this now. If you come up, you'll see it's all a sort of a paved area, but this is when it opened, and you can see standing on a bit of a walkway, a bunch of boys are sitting, and behind them, and they're named in the article, there are a number of Rotarians from your club who were there to inaugurate the camp in 1934.
Wow.
It is an amazing article. It is like fascinating to see the development. I do truly hope that a group of you come visit us this summer. All you have to do is reach out to me, let us know when you'd like to come, and COVID allowing, always, we could give you a tour of the camp and let you see how we operate now and how beautiful it is. This is very rough now that the whole waterfront has a glorious L-shaped dock and beautiful area to enjoy swimming. You can see the cabins that we have. We actually have 11 of them, but this is how they're perched, all of them overlooking the water. And the next picture below that is the dining hall before it burnt down. That was the original dining hall. And it had to be rebuilt in 1966 following the fire. And I'll show you quickly the other article. There, and this is the one that was following the fire. So it shows you the level of devastation was fairly serious. The dining hall itself was completely destroyed. It also had at the time, workshop beneath it. So both those buildings were lost, as well as, I don't know if there's a picture here, there was a building adjacent as well that was also damaged in the fire. And then you can see some of the rebuilding, which leads to the glorious dining hall that we have now. I've worked in many camps, and this is the only one where the dining hall was this close to the water, where you have every meal feeling like you feel like you're in a resort. You're right on the lake. You watch the sunsets, the sunrises. It's truly magnificent. So I will send those to Glenn, and he can then share them with you so that you can read them. They're fascinating pieces of history.
Love to have them. Thank you. If there are no other questions, I will proceed to thank Johanne profusely for taking the time to come and share this information with us. It's particularly heartwarming to know that there are people of such dedication and skill that are helping these young people. You are people of influence in time in their lives, in these moments of time that can make a huge difference to how their lives turn out. So we thank you. We thank you for your work, and we thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. And I truly hope to see some of you up at camp this summer. That would be amazing. You'd get to see all the trophies. You're all over camp, so you need to come.
Okay, got it.
Have a